Hi, East Texas. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus. Let's get you through the middle part of the week by taking a look at this forecast that will include the Memorial Day outlook. Typically, the end of May, it offers up a lot of rain chances, but this year could be different. We'll talk about why in just a few minutes. As for the month of May so far, 23 days down. Today, of course, the 24th, and through that first 23 days of the month, with just about a week to go, our temperatures are running about 2 degrees above average. We've had 9 days where the temperatures have been below average, and we've had 14 days where the temperatures have been above average. The warmest days so far, Saturday, May 6th, it was 91 degrees, and Friday, May 19th, it was also 91 degrees. One of the cooler days, smack dab right in the middle of the month, on May 10th, it was 75 degrees. We've had some cool days, some pleasant May days for sure, in a month that typically sees a rapid rise in humidity by the end of the month, but so far that has not happened. All right, here's a look at the holiday weekend forecast. Saturday, mostly sunny. Morning lows will be pleasant in the lower 60s, and then daytime highs warm into the upper 80s, right around 88 degrees. And we could do that again on Sunday, though Sunday we may have a little more high cloud cover overhead, but we'll still consider it mostly sunny. Look at that morning low, 60 in the morning, and a little warmer by the afternoon, the daytime high 89. But we could get through the entire Memorial Day weekend with no rain, except Monday, maybe after sunset, an isolated shower or thunderstorm could pop up, which I'll go over here in a couple of minutes. All right, rainfall reports. We are nearing also the end of what we would consider meteorological spring. That is typically March 1st to the end of May. And since the 1st of March, in Tyler, about 11.5 inches of rain has fallen. Longview, almost 12.5 inches. And in Lufkin, almost 17 inches of rainfall. Compared to average, you can see Tyler about an inch above average. Longview about a half inch above average. And Lufkin 5.5 inches above average. When we go back to January 1st, the way that compares to average is about an inch on the plus side for Tyler. Almost 2 inches on the plus side for Longview. And Lufkin doing 4.5 inches better than what it typically would do. All right, rain chances next 7 days. Small chance on Thursday. We have what's called a backdoor cold front easing in here. And a backdoor cold front means it's approaching from the east or from the northeast instead of our traditional west or north directional cold fronts. So we're just a 20% chance of rain on Thursday. Then Friday, because that front comes in from the northeast, that ushers in drier air. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no chance of rain. Monday night, 30% chance of rain. And then the pattern turns a little more unsettled the final days of June. Tuesday and Wednesday are the last 2 days of May, I should say. The last 2 days of May, Tuesday, Wednesday. June starts on Thursday. That'll be June 1st. All right, so here's Future Skycast. Northeasterly winds through the evening tonight. And then tomorrow, watch this, we'll have east to northeast winds, these little scattered showers here. This is why I keep a 20% chance of rain. It could even be a 30% chance. Behind that, winds turn to the northeast. Temperatures by Friday morning are in the lower 60s. There's dry air out here over Arkansas being piped in to East Texas. So that drier air is in place. Temperatures, though, on Friday warm back into the upper 80s with just some fair weather cumulus clouds around. So fair skies on Friday, and then we'll have northeasterly winds also into Saturday morning, temperatures into the 60s. And as I showed you, Saturday and Sunday look absolutely fantastic. All right, let's talk about rainfall over the next 7 days. And you'll notice if you look at the contours and you compare that to the legend on the left-hand side, there is not a lot. I think this is trying to sample maybe an isolated thunderstorm that would fall in western parts of Smith County. But over the next 3 days, we're just not looking at a lot of precipitation at all. Next 5 days, certainly not that much of precipitation in the bank at all. So just not a lot of rain headed our way over the next 7 days. All right, let's talk about our temperature outlook, May 30th to June 3rd. Equal chance of above or below average temperatures here in East Texas. Maybe slightly above average temperatures over the Arklatex, while cooler than average temperatures could be possible off to our southwest. It looks a lot warmer over the northern plains. You know what this looks like? This looks like a strengthening El Nino pattern, and El Nino is certainly setting up in the Pacific Ocean, and it usually starts to take over in the summertime. We really feel the influence here in East Texas during the wintertime. By the way, Friday, June 2nd at 6:30, we have our CBS 19 Summer Weather Special, The Science of Summer. That's coming up. We'll go over the impacts that El Nino could have on our summer. Again, that is Friday, June 2nd at 6:30 here on CBS 19. All right, 10-day temperature trend here across East Texas, mid-60s Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, down to 60 degrees, and then back to the mid-60s Monday. The temperatures begin to warm as we get into the beginning of June. The 10-day temp trend on the high temperature side of things, mid-80s, upper 80s, kind of up and down here. There is a bit of a front that arrives Tuesday, Wednesday, some unsettled weather here with rain chances Tuesday, Wednesday. We begin to clear out once we get into that first weekend of June. Now we're starting to talk about highs right around 90 degrees. So the average high is about 86. When that is all averaged out, that is very close to where we should be for this time of the year. Precipitation outlook, May 30th to June 3rd, above average rainfall is favored as we have an unsettled weather pattern developing. Again, a little reminiscent of what an El Nino or a developing El Nino pattern would favor, and that would be rain starting to shift across the southern tier of the United States. All right, what's it look like tonight? Mainly clear, down to 62 at Mount Pleasant and Pittsburgh. In our central counties, 64 at Longview and Tyler, Henderson 65, Jacksonville at 64, just a few clouds around. Over Deep East Texas, mostly clear, comfortable, down to 66 at Lufkin, 64 at Crockett, 64 over in Hemphill. Winds tomorrow are going to be generally light. Then you can tell when the frontal boundary passes. Right here about the middle part of the afternoon, the winds briefly increase with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. All right, taking a look at the high temperatures on Thursday, 84 at Mount Pleasant, Pittsburgh up to 84. In our central counties around Gilmer up to 84, Mineola up to 85, Tyler and Henderson also into the middle 80s, Carthage up to 84, Jacksonville up to 84, and Palestine also up to 84 degrees. Nacogdoches right around 84 degrees. We'll see highs in the mid-80s at Crockett. Here's your Bill Scott and White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. So just a 20% chance of rain Thursday. Otherwise, Friday, Saturday, Sunday look dry. We could end Memorial Day, and again, it'll be very close to sunset, a 30% chance of rain, and then it turns unsettled Tuesday, Wednesday, and the beginning of June, Thursday and Friday. That first weekend of June also featuring some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But notice the temperatures a little up as we head into this weekend. Once we get past Memorial Day, a little cooler, and then temperatures begin to warm back up to round out that 10-day forecast. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus. Have a great night and keep checking back to CBS19.tv for the latest weather updates.